What is cracking? Cracking is a process of decomposition of higher hydrocarbons into lower hydrocarbons of low molecular weight and low boiling point is called as cracking. Means if we decompose higher hydrocarbon into lower hydrocarbon, that process is called as cracking. Here, whenever higher hydrocarbon is converted into lower hydrocarbon, these lower hydrocarbons are having low molecular weight as well as boiling point also low compared to higher hydrocarbons. This whole process is called as cracking. Why we have to go through cracking means nowadays we are using petrol. The amount of petrol which we are extracting from fractional distillation process, that is from petroleum or crude oil, is not sufficient. To get excess amount of petrol, we need to go through cracking process. How we can get excess amount of petrol by using cracking process means here we should consider that heavy oil as example for higher hydrocarbon, because heavy oil consists of more hydrogens and carbons compared to petrol. Because first major, that means in fractional distillation process excess amount of heavy oil is released compared to petrol. Petrol have low hydrocarbons. To extract excess amount of petrol from heavy oil, we should go through cracking process. Through cracking process, because heavy oil is the example for higher hydrocarbon, petrol is example for lower hydrocarbon. Whenever that heavy oil undergo cracking process, we will get excess amount of petrol. Okay, in examination point of view, to explain what is cracking, if they ask as a short answer question, we need to give this example, very simple example. Here we took decane as example for higher hydrocarbon which is having boiling point of 175 degrees C. Whenever decane undergo cracking process, it is decomposed to lower hydrocarbons. That lower hydrocarbons are pentene and pentane. Whenever we observe the number of carbons and hydrogens in reactant side as well as product side, same. That means there is no loss of carbons and hydrogens. Simply we are converting higher hydrocarbon into lower hydrocarbons. This whole process is called as cracking. Okay, so here types of cracking. How many types of cracking? Means based on the physical state. Just now I said we use this cracking process to decompose heavy oil into petrol. So based on the physical state of heavy oil, cracking is classified into two types: thermal cracking and catalytic cracking. So topic is types of cracking. Based on the physical state of heavy oil, cracking is two types. First one is thermal cracking, second one is catalytic cracking. If cracking process takes place at high temperature and pressure, that process is called as thermal cracking. If cracking process takes place by using catalyst, that process is called as catalytic cracking. What is cracking? Decomposition of higher hydrocarbons into lower hydrocarbon. If we decompose higher hydrocarbon into lower hydrocarbon at high temperature and pressure, that process is called as thermal cracking. If we decompose higher hydrocarbon into lower hydrocarbon by using catalyst, that process is called as catalytic cracking. Here, thermal cracking further classified into two types: liquid phase thermal cracking, vapor phase thermal cracking. If cracking process takes place whenever that heavy oil is in liquid state, that means if we decompose liquid phase heavy oil into petrol, that whole process is called as liquid phase thermal cracking. If we decompose heavy oil which is in vapor phase into petrol at high temperature and pressure, that process is called as vapor phase thermal cracking. What is thermal cracking? Thermal cracking is nothing but decomposition of higher hydrocarbons into lower hydrocarbons at high temperature and pressure. Okay, if liquid phase heavy oil is decomposed to petrol, that is called as thermal cracking. If vapor phase heavy oil decomposed into petrol, that is called as vapor phase thermal cracking. Next, catalytic cracking. Catalytic cracking means by using catalyst. Generally, we will use sodium aluminate at the same aluminum silicate. So these all are the alumina. These are the most important catalyst. Example for catalytic cracking is moving bed catalytic cracking.